Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to the Great War Western Front, a new game out by Petroglyph Games which looks at the First World War on the Western Front from December 1914 until the conclusion of the war. We're playing as the Central Powers, really just as Germany, and it is March of 1916 in our conflict. We've had a bit of a mixed bag. We did lose the province down here near Leon. And we've been pressed pretty hard near Morhang and a couple other places along the line where the French have really been attacking rigorously. But we've taken Arras from the British, which I believe was sort of a historical objective for Ludendorff in the 1918 offensives, which I don't think he actually ended up taking. And we've also launched assaults at Breux-la-Bussière, which we nearly took a couple of months ago. That failed eventually, and now we've begun a new spring offensive in 1916 at Hazebrouck. In our last stream, we actually successfully defeated the defenders there, and so we've reduced one of the 3 stars. We are now working on, probably ending this turn, moving into April, and then we will continue the assaults on Hazebrouck in April. We'll continue the assaults because we've been purchasing a considerable amount of field artillery, using a lot of our economic might behind that. We have 2 field artillery batteries at Arras, which were in the last assault, and were very useful, and we will have one at Lille, one brand new field artillery battery at Lille next turn. Yeah, assuming we attack out of there. We're going to go ahead and end the turn though, so we'll have to see if the Allies launch any offensives against me. Vulnerable areas, perhaps Ghent or Oudenarde, but they can only attack out of Ypres, so only one possible attack there. Neither of those hexes can fall. It seems like they don't have enough strength at the moment based on the current dispositions to take Noyon, and it seems like the only likely place for them to really attack is where they attacked last turn at Morhang, but we've actually reinforced Morhang with 2 new corps. Granted, they're conscript corps, but they're still corps of infantry, which will increase our supplies and whatnot in that hex, and so the enemy, which does have 18 corps adjacent to that province, would at least meet a better defensive position than they faced last time around. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn in March, see what April has in store for us, and go from there. And they are going to attack in the south. They're going to attack at Colmar, which we also, I believe, reinforced. I'm assuming there will be 2 attacks then, probably 1 out of Epnil and then 1 out of Luneville would be my assumption, at the extreme southern portion of the map. 8 enemy corps are coming at us. The likely odds here, if we auto-resolve, are a stalemate, but we're going to go ahead and fight the battle as well to try and reduce the enemy's strength and see what we've got for us. We have, this is 4 corps in defense against 8 allied assaulting corps, and we'll see if we can do a better job than some of our previous defensive battles. We do have 1,000 supply to draw from. A considerable amount of that is from the local unit supply and not from the supply, the global supply. I believe we have 400 global supply. I think we fought at Colmar in the very beginning of the war. I don't know that we fought there recently, but we'll see. Hey, J Street, good to see you. Long time no see. All right, so this map is still fairly, well, there's definitely some pockmarks from the battlefield here in the middle of the map, but I'd say it's fairly underdeveloped. Looking at the fact that there's no trenches anywhere at all in front of any of these objectives. Okay, so we got to build some trenches here. So we don't want to build them too close to any wood lines, as that would make us unable to effectively defend them. We could just surrender the X sector, but I'd rather not do that. Y is going to be much more is very much in the rear, so that would in theory be harder for them to defend, or for them to take. Let's go ahead and start our defensive lines here. I don't know why I did quite so many trenches attached. That was probably, let's not do that. All right, we'll do 2 there. Again, you don't want too many trenches linked up because it does give the enemy the ability to move through them. Maybe an interesting idea. Let's do this. We'll put a little bit of a This is kind of gonna act like a, I don't know, what do you call it? A sea, like almost like a seawall, or I forget what you call it in a port where you break up the waves before they get to the harbor. A breakwater? That's it. No, I'm thinking of it as like a breakwater on the assault. So they hit this line and then there's another line right behind it. And either of these positions can fire out toward the enemy on either flank. Granted, it does leave their center vulnerable. Or their flank, I guess. We could do a star fort. Not a star fort, but like we could put another line here. I don't know. We'll leave that as is. Okay. I know this is, I don't know if this is actually a historical, like I know the trench lines had all sorts of things built into them to prevent them from being quite as easy to overwhelm. So I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to go for here. I don't know if this is a smart strategy or not, but we'll see. All right, so that gives us a whole bunch of ability to defend in depth, in theory. Let's do one more there. So those are our infantry lines. Let's go ahead and put troops in them. Less damage and breaks sooner than standard companies. All right, we're going to do the regular rifle squads in a single instance in each of these trenches. Now, the basic trenches that we have are not as resilient to enemy artillery, so we'll have to see how that plays out in this particular fight. All right, that leaves us with 4 units. The left flank is very well guarded. The center is reasonably well guarded, and the right flank is adequately guarded, I think. We still have a fair bit of supply left. I don't know that balloons make a lot of sense in the defense. We do have to put some barbed wire down. So let's go ahead and do that. We don't want to have it too far in front of our firing lines, as then when the enemy's moving through it, we can't, you know, we want to make sure we can shoot at them. Using a considerable amount of our supply up here just to build this barbed wire. Okay. Put a couple of strategically located strands of barbed wire to make it harder for the enemy to advance through our lines without first breaking us. I don't think it'll prohibit me from moving forward into these trenches. We do probably want some artillery. As I understand it, long range or heavy artillery is better on the defensive, light artillery is better on the offensive, which is kind of, that feels a little reversed. But at least back here, we'll do 2 batteries of heavies. That'll still leave me enough supply to do other things. We could do a 3rd battery, but then I won't have as much supply. So I think we'll hold off on that, and we'll do 2 more companies of infantry, because that's what we can afford. Let's actually do this. Let's do 1 more trench line ahead of the command trench. Okay. Do we want to do any MGs? I know MGs are kind of controversial in this game where folks feel like they're largely useless. I don't know what the enemy is going to have in terms of artillery and the ability to kind of knock my MGs out in the rear, but I do think a rear MG Kind of like back here, almost guarding on either flank here from the enemy turning us there might be useful. They probably won't be fired at first either because I don't think the enemy's going to see them. At least not initially. So we'll put these MGs further back. Spends almost all of our supply. And then we've still got room for 2 more infantry companies. We'll do these as conscripts to save a little bit of cash. We got 2 MGs on the far left. Let's actually get rid of that MG on the far right. It's behind the objective. Put that other MG. We will keep that other MG, but we're going to put it more here, I think. Yeah, we really are focusing a lot of effort around Y. We'll actually just hold off. We'll keep that supply. So we'll have 2 MGs on the far left flank, and the right flank we just won't. We'll just depend on our defense in depth. I suppose we could have done it around the command trench. They can't take the hex unless they take the command trench. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, begin battle. No, I'm not going to I don't have enough supply in this battle, in my opinion, to spend it on balloons. We will do the tried and true method. All right, so a couple trees came down as a result of setting our lines up. Let's do the real test here. We did do conscripts somewhere, right? Yeah. All right, you, sir, are going to go scout the enemy positions out. So we can see there's quite a few trenches in front of A. A seems like the most likely place for enemy artillery to push forward to try and have a chance to hit our whole line. Is that a railroad? It is. I don't know why that, there's like a locomotive on this map. That's interesting. Like it was destroyed during the... Huh. All right, enemy balloon is over here. I think this is where it's going to be winched. So let's focus our artillery on the balloon to try and knock it out. Let's see here. That'll be 20 artillery. 20. We don't have any aviation on this map, so I can't do a balloon busting mission. Average length that scouts last under me, not very long. I think we can agree there, right? I wouldn't call this human wave tactics. Look, they're broken up. This is skirmish formation. The boys are just checking some stuff out. Don't worry, we'll take care of them. We'll take care of the lads. All right, we didn't destroy the balloon yet. I think 2 more artillery shots will. I don't think that balloon location would allow it to see my MGs in the rear. I'm kind of surprised no sign of enemy artillery yet. Well, there's the infantry. Yeah, okay. No sign of enemy artillery, though. So they got wiped out. That's fine. Right, we'll see if we can take out that enemy balloon. Hopefully I picked the right spot for the winch. I think I did. Come on, balloon. Really? Do I gotta send you forward too to see where that thing is? Like, there's gonna be MGs though. You're not gonna get there. No sign of the enemy attacking me yet. This wood line is a little bit concerning in front of X. It's gonna make defending there harder because the enemy's gonna be able to move through the zone. Balloon tough. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right, here come the enemy. They're Belgians, the bastards. All right, let's do this. Let's drop one more on the where we think the balloon is. And then let's go ahead and drop another on these enemy troops moving through the open. All right, the enemy light artillery is going to suppress our lead elements in the trenches here quite effectively. As you can see, our second line is going to fire into these guys as they reach the barbed wire. The light artillery should lift soon. That barbed wire is slowing them up quite a bit, so we've got 2 companies knocked out here. Enemy artillery's stopped firing for the moment. And so you can see their infantry is hitting the barbed wire, and it does slow them up quite a bit. That's a lot of troops. All right. How about the balloon is still up there. Just hope the enemy hasn't all right, how close are they going to get? I don't know if these guys can really fight or shoot from there, so let's go ahead and have the infantry join in on the melee. Our secondary line is doing their job of firing into these guys while the enemy approaches. That's a lot of enemy troops. So that front rank is getting overwhelmed. But they've definitely killed more baddies than did I not see where they were? Then they've maybe it's there. They've definitely killed more baddies than they have lost, I guess. I think that line will hold. We'll probably want to call some reinforcements in. But that line should hold for the moment. All right, 2 more Belgian squads gone. And now the enemy's gonna bombard the rank behind them. Did we get the balloon yet? We did. All right, we got the balloon. Good news. Yeah, we also found the enemy artillery. It's too bad I can't like soften. I guess I can soften them. Let's go ahead and hit them with Artie. Let's also move 1 line of troops forward here. I don't know that we'll get there. I didn't really see what the enemy had in our way. All right. The enemy light artillery is active. They're going to take that lead trench. We do have our reinforcements coming up somewhere. There they are. Come on, Artie, hit them while they're moving in the open. All right, so they overwhelmed that front trench. These secondary guys just don't go up there. You're going to die. Or keep moving that way, even though I ordered you not to. That works too. Alright, I don't think the second line is in too much danger. We've also got a 3rd line on this flank. And we've got some MGs. Alright, we spotted 2 enemy batteries of artillery here. Can we knock them both out? That would be great. Bring in 3 squads of infantry here as reinforcements. These guys are getting suppressed by the artillery in their front. But at least in theory, it's preventing the enemy artillery from firing on my lines. Why are you guys not... Is that trench destroyed? It's hard to tell. A whole bunch more are coming. Here they come! Alright, they're gonna have to advance either through barbed wire or through my actual artillery. Meanwhile, my infantry is just getting shelled non-stop. Oh my god, they just keep coming. This MG is finally getting into the act here at long range. Okay, I don't think they will take this trench. I think our boys will hold. They might take the left one. Do they ever stop getting shot at? Like, just move, I guess. Get out of the... Sure, go ahead and shoot at your own guns. Suppress your own guns. I'm fine with that. Alright, let's send 2 up here. I don't understand why they're not dropping grenades. Are they still technically suppressed here? It looks like it. Alright, so the enemy's pulling back there. Alright, calling in reinforcements. I think it's pretty funny that it seems like they shelled at least half the strength of their light guns up there. They like killed them frickin' selves. Get in the trenches. Rough times at point A? I guess? I don't know. Point X, you mean? X isn't doing so great from a German point of view. Alright, boys, get up there. Alright, boys. Get some of them in behind. Those have to be heavy guns, by the looks of it. Those shell explosions look like heavy guns. In any event, I think their light guns are going to be gone here. I don't know where the rest of their artillery is, but... Alright, withdraw these units. Okay, I don't know if the enemy is going to have any more light guns to bombard. We're getting low on supply, though. They're dead. Fornax is being overwhelmed. Too many Frenchmen. I think we've got reserves. We've got that third line. Plus we've got that MG, which they have not taken out yet because I think because we took out their guns. Most of their guns anyway. Their light guns are trying to suppress our MG back here. Alright, go melee these melee these guys. Stay in your trench, please. Because I misclicked, you will not stay in your trench. Got it. Yeah, we are almost out of supply. We've fought a big chunk of the battle, though. You're behind that MG? I don't even know that they have any troops on point C. Don't die. Get in. Obviously got more arties still. All right, let's do this. Let's send 3 companies up. Hit that that trench. A bunch of enemy troops are coming. At least we've got that MG though. Again, they are not able to effectively suppress me anymore, so they are losing very heavy casualties here as they try and move across the open here. This MG is doing a great job. They did, I think, knock out one of my MGs over here. You can see this MG is holding the left flank very well. They do have some heavy guns in action somewhere. Can I do anything? No. It's out of range. Fuck. God damn it, I need my other artillery piece here. My own troops are getting shredded by MGs as they try and close. Right, these conscripts are going to get into the trenches okay, I think. The regular infantry also got in there. So let's move up. We'll take out these MGs. Meanwhile, the enemy is reinforcing again on the left. Out near X. I think this one unit here is all that's holding this objective from falling to the enemy. The timer is paused, by the way, because of my taking of C at the moment. Alright, go move up there. They're at least using arty on their own trenches, though, which is a nice change of pace. Again, this MG here, holding that flank. They did this attack, failed miserably for them. We're taking point C. Be cool if we could take the entire... I wonder, can you gain ground? Like in the game, I wonder if the enemy runs out of... or if the enemy loses all their objectives, can you reduce a star of the attacker from their hex? I don't know the answer to that. That's just... I'm almost out of artillery, though. Doesn't look like I've got anything left in terms of my ability to use arty. Or even reinforcements, really, at all. Alright, those units got knocked out. We'll call some conscripts in to hold the empty spots on our right flank. That's the last of our supply.
Stellung gehen! Wir haben neue Befehle. Bereit an der Linie.
Okay. All right. 2 infantry squads crossing no man's land. Our own troops in the trenches here, holding this second trench line.
Warten auf Befehle.
All right, we'll move those troops. Why? No, stay in the fucking trench. They might that battle. I'm not sure. That center position. My own troops lost pretty heavily just getting up into that trench line. But at least in theory, we're taking the point. All right, go get those MGs. And the line holds just barely. Draw these guys. This one's in.
Wir haben neue Befehle. An die Linie. Warten auf Befehle.
Now that the enemy might, I think they probably have one battery of heavy artillery left based on what little I can see. So I am assuming that that's, you know, not the end of the world. Draw there. Took that position here. Right, point C is ours. I don't think I've got the strength to take further points. Allies assaulting near Epra? No, we're in Colmar. So right now we're at Colmar. MG over here still doing its job. All right, win that melee real quick. Okay. We're gonna lose this trench line. That's okay though. Curious about getting to B. Maybe we can go take B. I don't know. You'd think it would at least pull some of the attention of the enemy back. There's their one battery of artillery that they've got left, which they've been using fairly sparingly. All right, shift left. The enemy barrage should mostly be done before our troops get in there. It's nice, even though these aren't connected by a trench network. They basically just shift over pretty simply. Another wave of enemy troops is coming. There's their guns. I'd be tempted to go take them, but I don't know that it's worth it at the moment. Let's move these conscripts up on the right flank. Maybe we can get in toward B. I'd rather try and take B with my infantry that I've got in position there. Doesn't look like they got any MGs on B either. Of course, the problem with doing this now is it does pause the time. All right, they are overwhelming that second line. Fortunately, they've got like no arty left to support further pushes. They've got just a small unit left. Of course, I don't have much left. My own line is thin, to say the least. Yeah, let's move those troops over. We've almost taken B. The enemy has not pushed anything over there to try and retake it. Yeah, to stop us from taking in any event. What happens if you're on the defensive and you manage to push and take the points in time? I honestly don't know the answer to that, Kia. I have no idea. I'm sure we could call it. Well, we can't call a ceasefire. We can surrender. That's our choice. Okay, they're gonna... don't get me in the open. Get into the trenches, boys. They're going to try and shift right toward the center. I don't have any MGs over there either. All right, that at least the first company will get in the trenches. Second company, probably not. At least the enemy's going to be held up by the barbed wire. Who are we shooting at them over here? All right, so we took B. The enemy's assaulting in the center. Are we gonna hold that? I don't think so. I think they're gonna overrun me. Let's get these troops down here to support. Alright, they're bombarding something. My conscripts, I think, trying to move across the open against them. Alright, go attack them. I mean, the part of the other issue is I don't have the strength to take the command trench. All right, so we managed to hold off that center assault just barely. There's no reason to really hold over by Z. I don't think that right flank is safe. But I don't think I've got the strength to take the command trench out. They're going to have at least two enemy units in that command trench hex. All right, that artillery is gone. They're requesting a ceasefire. Deny. They're going to stay on the defensive according to the game. They will stay on the defensive. They have not taken X because of this lone conscript unit there, I think. Oh god, there's enemy troops in that trench line. See, you should move through this trench here. You shouldn't just march over open ground. Alright, we gotta wait a minute. With those troops there, there's no way I'm gonna take those positions, so we're just gonna hold here. Hold what we've got. I'm holding X because of this conscript unit here. It's inside the circle. So essentially, if you're in the command radius of a circle, if any troops inside or are inside the circle from the opposition, then you can't take the point. You have to clear the entire point. And they're gonna die too. Oh well, they're just conscripts. 30 seconds left. We've taken 2 of the enemy locations. This should be a major victory for us, I would think. They haven't taken anything, and we've taken 2 of their 3 positions. At least for the moment. See, they got 2 seconds, 1 second, and it's over. All right. You think it'll only be a normal victory because we lost those men? We took 2 of the 3 points, and we were on the defensive. I would think it would be a major, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's a major victory. 2 national morale for us, negative 22 for them. It did cost about 1,000 gold in replacements for us. The enemy lost 20,000 basic infantry, 8 light artillery pieces, and 5 heavy artillery pieces. We lost 1,700 conscripts and 5,700 basic infantry. So we lost about, what, 7,400? 7,500? 7,500 German casualties versus 20,000 French casualties. 13 artillery pieces to 0. That was a pretty damn good fight. They also lost 3,000 gold. 3,000 gold to lose 2 command. Well, we gained 2 command points. They lost 22. Or not command, but whatever. There you go. Victory. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of The Great War Western Front by Petroglyph Games. This was episode number 12 of this series, and we were able to hold off an enemy counteroffensive, or not counteroffensive, but an enemy offensive down south at Colmar. In our next episode, we will continue to try the German offensive in the north near Hazebruck and see if we can make progress toward cutting off the British forces in the north. Until next time, however, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time, I'm out.